So,
Turn up, turn up, turn up. We are here in the garden.
playing some volleyball over there. So we haven't been to our garden in about a week because it's been raining and raining and raining.
It's been a week, 1 week.
So
We never watered.
usually here every day to water our seeds that we planted, our seedlings. But with all this rain, we haven't had to, and we've both been busy with work. So this is a community garden because we live in a townhouse and we have no place to have a garden there. So for $25 a year, we get a plot the same size as this ribboned off area. Ours is just over here. But lots of people in town come and plant their crops. Last year was our first year to do it, and we actually did really well. Some things got eaten by the bugs, and some things, holy cow! Look at the difference. Everything's growing. Everybody's plants are growing, even ours.
Look at our corn, honey.
This is ours here. Our little plot from the buckets over and down here. So
The corn is growing really good. And the onion here
yeah.
is growing really good.
Well,
The onion, look at the onion.
this little potato plant, I was just digging up some dirt and I dug up a old piece of potato that had roots growing out of it, so I planted it. But we've got a little bit of corns there coming up. Or these are onions here, right, darling?
Yeah, the
This is-
onion and the
This is corn here.
corn.
These are
yes.
corns. Our little corn plants. We're not professional gardeners by any means, but it's actually a lot drier than I thought. It's wet underneath though, so it's good. So we planted, oh, you need to pick that weed there, darling. Pull that one out of there. That's an unwelcome guest in the garden. So in our little garden, this has been about 2 weeks, two and a half weeks or something, babe, about.
2.5.
So everything we planted from seeds, and geez, for the first couple weeks it was just dirt, and we were, oh no, it's not gonna grow. But gardening is patience, so we learned that last year. We had to replant some things. Other things did really well. We had a little leftover onions there, so we planted some onion, and then we had some extra corns. Oh, our garden plot's right under the flight path of all the airplanes going to Edmonton International. You get all types of different planes coming, big ones, little ones. You always get to see the planes. But anyway, we planted corn and some red potatoes. Last year our potatoes were amazing, right, sweetheart?
Yeah,
We had more potatoes than we can handle.
It went out well. We got lots, tons of onions. Red onion, white onion. Look at them onions, sweetheart.
Yes.
They're growing.
We only did one row of onion. I guess we should have done our corn in little groups. I found that out after, but whatever. It's more for fun. I don't actually intend on getting, let's just say I'm not much of an optimist. I don't have high hopes of big corns to eat. But for fun, I planted corn. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking I should have just done them in a big group instead of a big row. After doing some research, I found that they like to rub together in the wind and pollinate each other, whatever. So anyway, we did corn. We did red potato. Last year our onions were great. We love them so much. We eat onions every day. So we did some big red onions, some big red onions and carrots. My carrots are coming out, babe. Yay, carrots.
Yeah.
So we did some jumbo carrots. Last year we did some little ones and some round ones, and I really like the round ones, but I'm gonna try something different. What's this one, darling? It's not growing in the middle here, but is this your bok choy?
Big size.
Pechay, bok choy.
Pechay Filipino.
Yep. Here we planted some snow peas first,
Snow peas.
and then on the other side of the stake is some green beans. So with the fence in here, eventually hopefully they'll climb up it. This is just some salvaged from last year. We figured it was good enough to reuse. It's a little haggard. Let's probably get some new fence. Oh, damn it. I'm breaking everything. It's old and rotten. But yeah, it works. This is the garden. And a couple strawberry plants. And some
Tomatoes.
patio tomatoes, right, darling?
Yeah, tomatoes.
And some beefsteak tomatoes.
Yep.
And early birds, I think they're called, or something. Yeah, something like that. Those are the beefsteaks. And these ones I think are the early girls. So beefsteaks, early girls, and patio. They came in a 6-pack, so we just bought the seedlings. And the wife's got some. It's not looking too well, darling.
No, it's getting good actually.
It's
Come,
kinda-
there is already.
Oh, yeah, I
yeah.
see. All this wet weather's been
Yeah, this is
hard on
a
'em.
squash, a Filipino squash.
acorn squash, babe.
No, actually,
Acorn squash.
Acorn squash.
Yep.
Acorn squash, yeah.
So, what's that one?
It's a green
Oh,
pepper.
California green pepper.
Yeah, a California green.
And whatever you planted here isn't coming up,
Yeah,
or not yet.
here, this is the outcome. So,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah. And what was this one, darling? That was your Filipino
Yeah, that's
leaf?
a bok choy. That's a
No.
pichay. I don't know why.
That's
My saluyot is not growing.
saluyot. That's what's not coming up. No,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, last year we had a couple things. We planted the seeds too deep. We might have done that here. Like, this is only our second year ever gardening in our lives, so
Look at them. They're eating.
it's good to see them starting to poke up. I mean, like I said, for a couple weeks it was just seeds, nothing, just watering dirt rows. I'm sure gardeners, yeah, the bugs are getting at it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Look at that.
Hopefully they'll grow because they're yummy leaves, right? They want to eat them
Right.
too.
But the sweet paste, the snow paste is
Yeah.
growing good. It's awesome. I like it.
So, as the summer goes on, we'll make a couple more videos and everybody can see the progress of our attempt at growing our own food. We actually still have 2 bags?
Yeah, we have 2 bags.
2 bags of frozen veggies that we blanched
Yeah.
up and froze left from last year.
Yeah, whatever we harvested last year, we chop everything and we blanch it, and
Wow.
then we put it in our huge
What we couldn't eat
freezer.
right away, so we didn't
Yeah.
waste it.
Yeah.
So,
So that's gonna help.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, that's our garden. These are really coming up, darling.
Mhm.
These are okay. The carrots.
Yeah.
Not getting any down here so much.
That's the carrots.
These ones here we planted. Oh yeah, they're coming.
They're coming
See
out.
them there, just
Yeah.
barely fighting with the grass.
Mhm.
But I planted them a little too deep.
Yep.
We did that last year. We planted our carrot seeds way too deep.
Yeah.
Apparently we're not learning from our mistakes.
Well, this is our second year of gardening, so
Yeah. So, doesn't look like much now, but believe me, after all this rain, once we get sun, this garden's just gonna boom. Even, I mean, being first-time gardeners, we learned that just give them a little bit of love, come pick weeds and give them water and take a little bit of care and they'll reward you.
yeah.
Don't take much,
You bet.
and you'll have a lot of food.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna do it every year. It's definitely worth the time. Being a big guy like me, it's hard bending over in the garden, but it's worth every backache for all the yummy food.
Yep.
Potatoes are doing good. We only did one row because last year too much, right, babe?
Yeah, it's too much, and we wasted.
Wasted a little bit because
Yeah.
we just couldn't eat them all. We should have gave them away before they started to go on us.
We actually gave away.
Lots. We
Lots.
gave away lots of food.
Yeah, yeah. Our neighbors. We gave our neighbors, our friends here, my coworkers. I gave them cucumber.
Well, it's good to see the onions popping up. Love onions. That's great. Remember last year we put our trellis fencing on the wrong side of the plant, and the winds were. A lot of our winds come from the northwest, and we put our fence on this side, and just like today, the wind's blowing this way. All our plants were on the other side of the fence, and the wind was blowing them over. We had a bad windstorm, remember?
Yes, I do remember.
So I see the winds blowing it over, but once they get bigger, they'll start, their little tendrils, they'll start climbing that, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully. That's the plan. Don't think we need to water. We're gonna get some more rain, darling.
Yeah. We don't need water tonight.
This old fence is pretty haggard. But
We'll fix it.
we'll leave it. So, oh, you and Raymar leave the buckets, or did somebody been using them?
Oh.
You and Raymar? We can't leave them.
No. This is not how we did it.
So somebody's been using them, which is fine.
I guess so.
But I wish they would put them back the right way, because I don't want these, if they empty, I don't want them to blow away in the wind. So what we like to do, just to keep them from when they're empty and blowing
That's
away.
how I did after we use it.
I know you do, darling. I like to put these on here just so the wind can't blow them across the garden and wreck everybody's plants. Sure feel bad if your 5-gallon pail steamrolled everybody's veggies.
Yep.
I don't mind if people use it as long as they return it.
Yep.
It's fine. Could be somebody that doesn't have the little sprinkler, whatever you call them.
Gardening is rewarding.
I mean, some people will do this big blue bucket and they will pack the pails of water. Oh, someone's been having a beer.
Oh, yeah.
They will fill this with their buckets, but I find you're still packing the water to your bucket, and then you're draining your bucket, and then you're packing water over to your bucket, and it's hard to reach down in there for my short wife to get water, so we just pack it when we need it, and what, 3 trips to the water and we're good?
Yeah, 3 trips only and we're good. This is our neighbor's garden here.
I'd like to get something like the wood chips for our tomatoes, but I don't know if the community gardens would like the wood chips in the dirt. I mean, I want to keep this spot again next year, and I don't want to have to deal with all this wood in my dirt. So I'd like something for the tomatoes so they're not sitting in the dirt when they grow.
I'm cold.
Cold?
I am cold now.
But I don't want to have to deal with picking up rotten old wood chips, or I guess you could leave them, but yeah. Beside this community garden area is the sports fields, volleyball and soccer, football. The recreation center's over there with the pool and everything. And so our plot last year was there, and we went to the Philippines and we forgot about renewing. I thought it was later when we get back, but it was before. So we lost our spot last year. So there was only a few left. A couple down in the low areas where it's really wet all the time. I didn't want that. And then this one was in the corner, and it's the same distance from the water as last year. So we decided we'll go for this one. And actually, I'm thinking this one's better because the topsoil is a lot deeper. Over in our old plot on the top of the hill, at the top of the side of the garden, the topsoil was very shallow and it was hard clay underneath. And then deeper on the lower side, where this one, it's consistently the same depth. So they do a really nice job getting the garden ready for the growers. They till it up real good, and they add in like, what do you call it, sweetheart? Another plane. They add in, not fertilizer, but kind of like a mulch to help. I can't think of it, kind of like a peat moss to help with the soil. They do a nice job. Last year, we waited too long for tilling between our rows, and it got rock hard and we couldn't till it. So this year I'm going to till a little more often rather than wait. So we just come over here. We want water, and water for the plants, bucket it down to our plot. So is that all we got to say about our windy? It's about to rain. Clouds are looking ominous. We need some sun. It's supposed to get a little bit more sun this week. Good for the plants.
Yeah, I think we should probably go in because I'm getting cold. Okay, guys, see you guys later.
Filipino is always cold.
I am cold.
Why don't we run over and have a quick boo at the duck pond?
Ah,
Yeah?
I'm cold and I'm hungry.
Okay, duck pond will be another video. Saying it's gonna rain anyway, so. What's the old saying? Don't forget to share, like, and
Subscribe.
bye for now.